You are not chambered.
Yeah, it did it that time.
Yeah, I think this one's not gonna work for you.
No.
You didn't even catch on the extractor. Weird.
Polytech Legend, take 2. Chambered.
A little lower. Go ahead.
That's different.
That doesn't sound right.
Okay.
Fly around. Dimpled primer, but very lightly dimpled.
Could be the bullet, could be the gun. Let's keep going. This does have a spring-loaded firing pin, so... And there we are again.
See him? Good one, yeah.
Wasn't very stuck. I'm gonna give it one more go. Okay.
Yep. Nope. Alright. Done on that one.
Yep.
That's a wrap for Legend.
Yep. Alright. Polytech Legend, take 3. Since it did not like wolf, we're trying Tula. Get chambered.
Go ahead.
I get this thing out of the way.
Yep.
Polytech Legend ate my shirt with a duck trap there, but it also seems to prefer Tula over wolf. Polytech Legend, take 4. This time again with more Tula since it worked on 3. Let's see if it chambers. We are chambered.
Go ahead.
Clear?
It seemed like the wolf had harder primers too, because he had that one light primer strike.
And that doesn't surprise me because this does have the more commercial spring-loaded firing pin, so I could see that happening. Because they were concerned in the 80s with people using commercial hot barrel, commercial grade ammo made in the U.S. and having, slam fires because of all the SKSs having slam fires. So.
Hi, this is Misha, and you just saw those clips. Welcome to perhaps the only Polytech Legend AK fail video on YouTube. That was not the intent of us bringing it out. We had a shooting weekend. We brought out several cases of ammo, shooting out here for a couple of days, and brought this out. The original idea, we were going to compare it to an Arsenal SAM7R. Figured having an 80s milled receiver AK import in 7.6239 and comparing it with a modern current 21st century milled AK import, also in 7.6239, would make for an interesting video. I thought we would compare accuracy and recoil and all that fun stuff. Well, the SAM7R, we have a separate video on it, did great. We've put several hundred rounds through it, no problems. The Legend choked. We just had issues of it failing to go into battery. We also had one light primer strike when we got it to cycle. That was the first day. So this gun just came in the day before we went out here. All I did, since it just had come in, was run a bore snake through it just to make sure there were no obstructions. Took it apart, everything looked good. Got out here and shot it, or tried to. It would not chamber. And we were using Wolf, which is never giving trouble to us in the past. I've been buying Wolf for, well, probably 20 years, close to it, whenever it started to come in, or late 90s, early 2000s. And it's been fine in AKs. I mean, it's AK ammo made over there for AKs. And this is a true AK, not a kit gun. But it just was not chambering. It looked like there was some crud, maybe some leftover lacquer from shooting from the previous owner. So took it home, used foaming CLP, cleaned it out real good. The bore is mirror shiny, chambers mirror shiny. Didn't see any issues, nothing that would just say this is why isn't chambering. So brought it back out today. It fired the first couple of rounds and then it started doing the same dang thing, where it wasn't quite going into battery because the cartridge apparently wasn't quite, I mean, it looks just by feeling it and looking at it like it's fully seated, but it must not be quite seating enough to let the bolt close. Well, we didn't bring really any other 7.6239 except Wolf, but luckily Jay did have a couple of stripper clips full of Tula, which is really kind of our junk ammo. We don't do a lot with Tula. We haven't bought it in years, but he still has some kicking around. I probably do too, in the back somewhere, back from one of the Panics, and that's all you could get. So he had some on stripper clips he was going to use in his SKS. I took a couple stripper clips apart and fed them through this, and that's where you see this gun successfully running. It is eating Tula just fine, but not Wolf. And we're not using the lacquered cases either. We're using the polymer coated, so we're not using the ones that should build up lacquer. Don't know exactly what the issue is aside from that. I do have some Silver Bear and probably some Golden Tiger back at the house, but again, we didn't bring it out. I don't have a good way to go get it right now, so next time we'll try that. But for right now, this Polytech Legend will not even really chamber Wolf except once in the blue moon, and it even had one light primer strike one time when it actually did chamber the Wolf. But with the Tula, we only had about 20 rounds to use in it. It did fire all 20 just fine. Has anyone else had this experience? I'd love to hear if anyone's shot their Legends. I know a lot of people that buy these don't shoot them. They buy them as a collectible. I intentionally sought out a gun that had been fired and was not in mint condition so I could shoot it, because I wanted a shooter milled Chinese. And this is exactly the condition of what I was wanting. So I was happy to find this actual gun. But it has to work. I mean, what's the point of having a shooter if it doesn't shoot? My only theory at this time is that perhaps over in China, Polytech made the chambers on the tighter end of spec to give better accuracy. And perhaps this batch of Woola, there we go, I've been out here a while, guys. Wolf was made on the larger end of spec, and so we might have tolerance stacking. Because again, the Tula went in just fine. That's my only theory at this point, because we definitely cleaned it very, very thoroughly last night and got out every speck of anything in the chamber or the front of the bore. And we also oiled and lubed the rails and everything else you would normally do. So yeah, this is Misha Co. This is Misha bringing you a Polytech Legend AK fail video, at least with the Wolf ammo. I'd love to say it runs perfectly with Tula, but with only 20 rounds to try through it, I don't feel comfortable saying that yet. So it'll have to come out with us next time, and we'll bring a few different types of ammo and give you an update video then. As always, we appreciate you tuning in. If you have any insight into this issue, please share it below. If you have any questions, we'll do our best to help. If you like the video, please click like. If you haven't already subscribed and do like AK type content, please do so, and we'll try to deliver. We'll catch you next time.